Arav Sen arrives in the misty coastal town of Varuna Bay. The old lighthouse looms in the distance, a silent sentinel over the bay. The air smells of sea salt and damp stone, whispers of forgotten stories. He reflects on the story that could revive his career, the disappearance of Nandini, Kabir, Ravi, and Tara. Arav approaches the reception desk, ready to begin his stay at the Varuna Bay Inn. The innkeeper, a stout woman with gray curls, delivers a chilling warning. Don't ask about the lighthouse. It's a place of ghosts and madness. Arav nods, accepting the key, his expression unreadable as he prepares to head to his room. In the distance, the lighthouse looms a stark, black silhouette against the fog. The lighthouse stands as a black silhouette against the fog. In the quiet of the town library, dust motes dance in the sunbeams, and Arav approaches Mira Kapoor. Arav introduces himself. I'm Arav, a journalist. I'm investigating the disappearance case. Mira Kapoor's face tightens as she retorts, "You're 20 years too late." Arav holds up a photo and a note. "I have this photo of the lighthouse and this note. It says, 'Look where the light once shone.'" Recognition flickers in Mira Kapoor's eyes. "I've seen that sentence before." Mira guides Arav through the library's silent depths, where the scent of aged paper hangs heavy in the air. She gestures towards the Whisper Files, a grim collection documenting the recent disappearances. Rows of photos reveal smiling faces of missing children, frozen in time. Incident reports echo chilling details of dates and locations, each entry a haunting reminder. Arav halts, his eyes drawn to a crayon drawing tucked inside one of the files. The drawing depicts 4 stick figures near a lighthouse, its beam a beacon of hope. Beneath the surface, a dark, shapeless figure lurks menacingly in the water. Mira breaks the silence with a grim revelation. The old lighthouse keeper, Mr. Arun Joshi, vanished shortly after the children did. Arav walks along the Varuna Bay shore as the sun dips below the horizon. Nearby, an old man mends fishing nets with slow, deliberate motions. The old man speaks, his voice raspy. "You're chasing ghosts, son." The old man warns, his gaze intense. "Something lives beneath the island. Wakes every 20 years. They call it the Echo." On the shores of Varuna Bay, an old man gestures with a weathered hand, his eyes filled with ancient wisdom. He reveals that the Echo is neither beast nor man, but a memory-given form. The setting sun casts long shadows as he explains the Echo takes the forgotten and keeps them. He advises Arav to seek the island's secrets alone. Distant waves murmur secrets as the old man specifies Arav must go when the tide breaks. He emphasizes the journey must begin on the full moon tomorrow night, if Arav seeks answers. Arav writhes in bed, sleep eluding him as the night deepens. A haunting hum pervades the room, its source mysterious and unsettling. The clock glows faintly, marking the late hour. 2:17 a.m. In his dream, joyous children's laughter reverberates from a hidden cavern. The laughter abruptly ceases, plunging Arav's dream into a chilling silence. During sunset, Arav walks the narrow stone path toward the lighthouse. He sees the wooden boards across the door have been pried loose, hinting at a recent intrusion. Arav pushes the door open, stepping into the unknown. The air is thick with the scent of sea salt and aged metal. Spiral stairs twist upwards, towards the lamp, and downwards into the unknown depths. Arav's flashlight beam cuts through the gloom as he begins to descend. The stairs lead down into a chamber deep underground. Childlike scribbles and cryptic phrases adorn the walls, whispering forgotten memories. A rusted iron door stands as the final barrier. I push the door open, revealing what lies beyond. The door creaks open, revealing a damp, claustrophobic corridor. The air hangs heavy with the stench of seaweed and decay. The tunnel walls pulse with an eerie, organic rhythm. A soft, distant giggle echoes through the oppressive silence. The tunnel opens into a vast cavern, where stone steps lead down to a dark, tranquil pool. At the water's edge, 4 figures are seated in contemplation. The children turn, their ageless faces revealing nothing of their history. Tara speaks, her voice echoing in the cavern. "You found us," Kabir adds, a hint of hope in his tone. "Someone always said someone would come." Ravi's voice cuts through the quiet, a discordant note. "Arav doesn't belong here." Arav peers into the cavern's depths, his voice laced with growing fear. "Are they still alive?" he asks, the question echoing in the dark. A chilling response cuts through the silence. "We are not alive, but we are not gone." Nandini continues, her voice a haunting echo. "He lives below. The Echo. He feeds on memories. We were forgotten, so we became his." Nandini speaks, her words a chilling testament to their fate. The cavern trembles, dust falling like rain. Arav looks around, concern etched on his face. Kabir watches Arav, pinning all hope on him. Arav asks, "How can I help them escape?" Kabir's voice rises with urgency. "You can stop the Echo from taking more." A chilling whisper pierces the air. The Echo is waking. A dark shadow rises ominously from the depths of the pool, a faceless figure looming in the cavern. I capture the chilling image with a flash, and the shadow responds with an ear-splitting scream. In the wake of the scream, The children disappear, leaving only silence and the echo of fear. Arav sprints through the tunnel, pursued relentlessly by surging water. Barely escaping, Arav slams the rusted door shut, a barrier against the encroaching threat. In the dead of night, Arav races across the causeway, the thunderous tide closing in. He reaches the mainland, collapsing, his chest heaving as he struggles to breathe. I pick up my camera. The photo is blurry, but a shape is visible. In the stillness of night, Arav becomes consumed by his work, his focus intensifying with each stroke of his pen. His hand flies across the page, driven by a feverish energy that knows no rest. Sleep becomes a distant memory, as his eyes remain wide and unyielding, fueled by an insatiable need to uncover the truth. Mira orchestrates a pivotal meeting, sending Arav to the tranquil hilltop home of the retired Inspector Ranjan. Arav arrives, bearing critical evidence that could unravel a complex web of secrets. At the weathered wooden table, Arav presents the photos and recordings, laying out the evidence for Ranjan. Ranjan reviews the evidence, his expression shifting from curiosity to stunned disbelief as the truth begins to surface. The serene hilltop setting belies the turmoil of revelations about to unfold. Each photo and recording amplifies the gravity of the situation, casting a shadow over the idyllic landscape. As Ranjan absorbs each detail, the weight of past actions and hidden truths becomes palpable. The hilltop house, once a sanctuary, now becomes a stage for unsettling discoveries. In the quiet of the afternoon, the evidence speaks volumes, exposing the layers of deception. Ranjan's stunned disbelief mirrors the audience's own shock as long-buried secrets resurface. The weathered table bears witness to a moment of profound reckoning as the truth shatters the peace. Ranjan leans forward, his face reflecting frustration and deep regret. Untold stories line his eyes, hinting at burdens carried in silence. With urgent gestures, Ranjan recounts his attempts to warn others. His voice, a low rumble, fills the quiet as he speaks of the echo. Ranjan explains that the echo takes memories, leaving parents forgetful of their children. Arav lingers by the window, the sunlight dancing around him. Ranjan sits at the table, his expression intense as he watches Arav. Arav turns, a hopeful glint in his eyes. What if I can make people remember? Ranjan's response cuts through the air. You'll be the echo's enemy. Arav uploads the photo, audio, and story draft to a cloud server, preparing to send encrypted copies. Arav sits in the dimly lit room, staring blankly at his laptop screen. The screen shows nothing but a frozen image, mirroring the desolation he feels inside. His phone lies uselessly beside the laptop, its dark screen reflecting the same emptiness. The files are gone, vanished, as if they never existed. One file remains, a single video. A screen flickers to life, capturing a scenic view of the lighthouse. The lens glides smoothly over the serene pool, reflecting calmness. The screen darkens, a voice echoes, "Forget or drown." Arav walks along the bustling street, his heart heavy with purpose. He knocks on doors, each flyer showing children's hopeful faces. Some doors slam shut, a stark rejection echoing his efforts. Others open to reveal residents overwhelmed by an inexplicable grief. In Varuna Bay, fragmented memories flicker to life. A missing classmate, a forgotten photo, a name unspoken for years. The forgotten memories slowly spread. The once vibrant town of Varuna Bay becomes a ghost town, its lifeblood drained by an unseen dread. The tides turn violent, relentlessly attacking the shore. The skies are empty, the birds gone. Animals flee into the wilderness, abandoning their homes. The bay is filled with anger. A palpable presence hangs heavy in the air. Arav walks into the familiar library, a haven of stories and silence. Mira stands motionless, her gaze fixed on a wall of missing faces. Arav's eyes follow Mira's, drawn to a new name among the lost. Amid the quiet library, Mira whispers, her voice a fragile thread against the rustling of ancient pages. Mira presents Arav with an aged photograph, its colors muted by time, revealing a mischievous boy clutching a slingshot. "My brother, Tara's brother. I forgot he even existed," Mira utters, her words a poignant echo in the vast, silent library. Mira sits surrounded by stacks of books, her focus intense as she studies a list. Her brow furrows as a realization dawns. Mohan. He went on that picnic too. But he wasn't listed among the missing. Arav stares intently, scrutinizing the cryptic whisper files, seeking a trace of Mohan. The files reveal nothing. No birth certificate, no school record. Mohan is a ghost. Arav stands amidst towering shelves, the silence amplifying the weight of his realization. Arav speaks softly, his voice echoing in the vast library. The echo hadn't just erased children, it had removed them from history itself. Mira stands lost among the towering shelves, dust motes swirling around her. Her brow furrows. She looks directly at Arav, confusion and desperation clouding her gaze. "But why was I spared?" she asks, her voice barely a whisper. Arav responds, his tone resonating with solemn certainty. "Because you remembered." Sunlight streams into the library, illuminating Mira as she stands among towering bookshelves. "Then we don't just need to expose him. We need to remember them all," Mira says. Under the dim glow of candlelight, Arav, Mira, and Ranjan pore over timelines and faded records. The room is filled with the weight of untold stories, trapped within the aged pages. Shadows flicker, adding to the suspense as they hunt for answers in the yellowed documents. Arav sits amid stacks of files and crime scene photos, his face a mask of weariness, his lips barely moving. Arav asks, "What happens every 20 years?" Ranjan points towards an old journal. Its fragile pages hint at secrets long concealed. The ink has faded with time, obscuring the words of a 1,979 entry. Ranjan speaks. Caves opened again. First incident, no survivors. They recognize a chilling sequence, 1,979. 1,999. A question hangs heavy in the air. 2019 has passed. Why did the echo delay? Sunlight struggles to penetrate the quiet room. Mira's voice fills the room as she explains, her words hanging in the air. A gatekeeper. Someone who lets it feed just enough to sleep again. Names are circled, each a potential thread in the intricate web of suspicion. Each record reveals a single, recurring name. Dr. Vishram Sethi, retired headmaster. The name is connected to a title. Headmaster, retired. He is still living in town. Dr. Sethi's house stands immaculate behind a locked iron gate. Old portraits adorn the walls, silent witnesses to the passage of time. Dr. Sethi opens the door. His white beard and sharp eyes reveal a composure that unnerves. In the dimly lit room, shadows waltz across the walls, the air thick with secrets. Dr. Sethi speaks, his words cutting through the silence. "I know why you've come, but the truth won't save anyone." Arav extends his hand, presenting the whisper files with a determined look, his voice tight with accusation. Arav declares, "You knew they were taken." In the dimly lit room, shadows dance as Dr. Sethi fidgets, his eyes darting nervously. His voice trembles as he reveals, "I made a deal. The echo demands remembrance." He warns, "If we forget too many, it grows restless. But if we offer offerings." Mira stands in the room, her body trembling slightly. The air is thick with unspoken accusations and raw emotion. "You sacrifice them." The interior of Dr. Sethi's house speaks of medical knowledge and a life well read. The air hangs still, a faint scent of antiseptic subtly present. Sethi's voice fills the room. "I preserved this town. No war, no plague, no famine. Just a few lost children, once in a generation." Arav stares, his gaze piercing and accusatory. "You're a monster." Arav accuses. "Sechi." He tarts. "No, you're a survivor." Flames engulf the lighthouse base, casting eerie, dancing shadows that dominate the night. Thick, acrid smoke billows skyward, staining the darkness with its oppressive presence. Arav sprints, a bucket clutched in hand, against the backdrop of an inferno. The wind screams as flames devour the lighthouse, a dance of destruction under the night sky. Mira clutches her grandfather's journal tightly, hope flickering in her eyes. She examines the aged blueprints, her focus intense. Mira's eyes widen, a sudden realization dawning. Mira exclaims, her voice filled with urgency. "There's another entrance beneath the cliff." Under the cloak of night, they traverse to the western bluff. An iron hatch, sealed and unyielding, lies embedded in the ancient rock, its surface adorned with cryptic symbols. Ranjan stands against the wind, the vast expanse mirroring the turmoil in his soul. The wind howls around him as Ranjan declares, "We open this, we go to the root." Together they pry it open. Wind howls from the cave, a chorus of voices echoing from the depths. I descend into the darkness. The cavern is vast and unnatural. Within the cavern, ancient symbols glow softly, resonating with echoes of forgotten voices. Whispers echo through the stone, carrying the weight of names, laughter, and long-lost prayers. Arav enters the cavern and sees tens of children. The children stand motionless, watching Arav. Frozen in time, the children remain silent. Amidst the cavern's depths, Ravi stands among Tara, Mohan, and unknown children. Deep within the cavern, a figure lurks in the shadows. The echo shifts, its formless shape defying the light. The echo pivots its blank visage towards Arav. Torches flicker, casting shadows that dance across the damp cavern walls. Water drips incessantly, each drop echoing in the vast space. The echo reverberates around the cavern. "You remember too much." Dust motes dance in the cavern, illuminated by a beam of light. Arav stares into the light, whispering, "But you're just a memory." Torches flicker, their light playing across the damp cavern walls. Echoes of dripping water fill the vast space. Echo's voice reverberates. "I am every forgotten promise, every abandoned soul." The echo advances, its presence warping the flow of time around me. Flashes of forgotten moments flood my senses, children's final breaths, neglected parents, untold stories. The cavern air hangs heavy with the scent of damp earth and something acrid. Echo's voice reverberates through the cavern, a haunting command. "Erase the files, burn your notes, leave this place." Echo's voice echoes, "And I will return to sleep, Dust motes dance in the faint light, the air heavy with unspoken tension. Arav's defiant question echoes through the cavern. If I refuse? Echo's chilling reply hangs in the air. You join them. All of you. Mira clutches Arav's arm, her knuckles stark white against the fabric. There must be another way. Arav surveys the cavern, his eyes wide with wonder. His gaze falls upon the stone spire, its surface glowing with an otherworldly light. The spire pulsates, casting eerie shadows that dance across the cavern walls. Torches cast eerie shadows in the cavern, where the drip, drip, drip of water marks the oppressive silence. Arav's voice breaks the silence, a fragile question hanging in the air. If I bring them back? The cavern stands in silence, its walls slick with age-old moisture. Echoes linger in the air. Echo's voice breaks the silence. You cannot. They are echoes, not souls. In the cavern, dust motes dance in the fading light. As Arav stands, his face a mask of determination. Arav whispers, his voice echoing slightly in the cavern. But what if I make them remembered again? Under the cloak of night, Arav begins his task. He positions the speakers, filling the square with anticipation. With the projector in place, the village square awaits its transformation. Every image is polished, every sound refined, every sketch and note woven together. Dust devils swirl across the barren earth of the forgotten village square. Above the crumbling archway, a weathered sign hangs askew, a silent testament to time's relentless passage. The village square buzzes with a mix of anticipation and dread, each face mirroring the weight of the unknown. Mira steps into the light, her voice trembling as she holds aloft a worn list, the names of the missing hanging in the balance. At her side, Ranjan stands as a pillar of strength, his eyes reflecting a profound empathy for the stories etched into the hearts of his people. As Mira's voice echoes each name, Ranjan breathes life into their forgotten tales, their struggles, their dreams. The village square falls silent, a hush blanketing the crowd. A collective sob ripples through the square, breaking the stillness. The children stand, their faces now visible. A shift occurs, and the fog retreats, revealing the ancient cobblestones of the village square. Above, stars glitter like diamonds against the dark canvas of the night sky. On the darkened island, a solitary lighthouse casts its beam. The light blinks, once. Under the shroud of night, the sea violently churns. Winds howl relentlessly, whipping sand into a frenzy. Sea spray stings and blinds, as nature unleashes its raw power. The wind howls across the village shoreline, carrying the scent of salt and the cries of gulls. Waves crash against the sand, each one angrier than the last. Echo cries out, "You wake them, I wither. Let them go." Gentle waves kiss the shoreline as the air fills with the scent of salt and damp earth. Arav stands silhouetted against the horizon, his form tense. Arav's voice cuts through the tranquility. They were never yours. Visions overwhelm Mira as she collapses onto the village shoreline. Ranjan drops to his knees beside her, desperation etched on his face. Arav sprints toward the village shoreline, the radio clutched tightly in his hand. Arav stands at the village shoreline, his face set with determination. Arav declares, "I'm broadcasting this live, to every channel, every town." The echo attempts to surge onto the shoreline. The relentless tide surges, defying any attempt to resist its pull. The lighthouse stands tall against the dark sky, its powerful light cutting through the night. In the dark night, the lighthouse unexpectedly begins to shine. Across the endless sea, a beam of light cuts through the darkness. Illuminated by the light, hundreds of children are walking on the waves. They smile, reveling in their freedom. Light bathes Arav, shattering his inner resolve. The echo screams, a sound that pierces the soul. Then, with a shattering sound, it fractures like glass. Dawn breaks over the village, the sea still and calm. The town slowly awakens as the sun rises. An eerie quiet blankets the village, as if holding its breath. Old parents whisper forgotten names, their voices heavy with sorrow and disbelief. Empty classroom seats are marked anew, a silent vigil for those who are gone. Faded portraits return to the walls, their eyes watching with a haunting gaze. After 2 decades of haunting whispers and gnawing fear, the island returns to its serene essence. It stands only an island. Mohan stands on the shore, bathed in the first light of dawn. He is alive. The waves whisper against the shore near Mohan's feet. He stands on the shore, dazed and aged. Memories flood back. He remembers the caves, the voices, the kindness of the children. The lighthouse stands tall against the night sky, a beacon of hope restored by Arav's dedication. Arav lives alone, the keeper of the light, his days filled with stories and the steady rhythm of the beam. Each evening, the beam sweeps across the sea, a constant promise in the darkness. Arav watches, a genuine smile lighting his face as the beacon fulfills its purpose.